Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Fort Lee Bridgman Softball here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube page. I'm Dan Long, joined along by my producer, Jordan Sarnoff, and we're so glad that you could join us for some softball action here in 2021, as today's matchup is the Pascack Hills Broncos, 4-0 on the season, taking on the Fort Lee Bridgman, 1-5 overall this year. Pascack Hills bringing to the mound here today one of the best pitchers in all of the county, as Alana Kimball is going to be making her fifth start of the season, as she will be towing the rubber, taking on Fort Lee, who's going to be throwing Lily Shulman up against the Broncos, trying to hand Pascack Hills their first loss of the season. Pascack Hills won both of the meetings the last time these two sides met back in 2019. 7-4 victory here at Fort Lee, and then an 8-0 victory in Montvale at Pascack Hills. The Broncos come into today's game having won matchups against Dumont, Mahwah, Ramsey, and Westwood. Fort Lee lost in their last time out yesterday on the road at Tenafly, and this is their second home game of the year, after hosting Dumont earlier this week, after having their home opener rained out last week here at Fort Lee. Let's look at the lineups now for both teams. First, for Pascack Hills, leading off is going to be their center fielder, number 12, Alexis Mayer. Samantha Chin, number 8, is hitting second and playing right field. Alana Kimball, the pitcher, hitting third. Avery Marks, the shortstop, hitting fourth. Michelle Gallucci, the third baseman, hitting fifth. Amanda Bang, the left fielder, hitting sixth. Laura Verano doing the catching, hitting seventh. Julian Noyes playing second base and hitting eighth. And Jess Strime hitting ninth and playing first base. As you see there on your screen, the warm-up tosses for the starting pitcher today for Fort Lee is going to be number 11, Lily Shulman, the senior. Shulman making her sixth start of the season, looking for win number 2. And behind her playing defense today for Fort Lee will be Casal playing third, Huang playing short, Michelle Kim at second, Arnun playing first. Ayla Kim out in left field, Mccann playing center field, Caitlin Park in right. Joelle Park doing the catching. Taking on a Pascack Hills side that is averaging 6.8 runs per game in the start of their season. And they have had a dominant start to this season, outscoring their 4 opponents 27-1. So we're about to get underway as Pascack Hills wearing the orange tops and the white pants. And Lily Shulman with the first pitch of the day is going to be low for a ball, 1-0, against Alexis Mayer, the center fielder. Fort Lee in the white tops with the orange numerals and the black pants with the orange socks. Shulman's second pitch also is going to be low, so now she's behind in the count against Mayer, 2-0. Just missing again, and now the count is run to 3-0 against the leadoff hitter for the Broncos. The 3-0 across the middle of the plate for a strike. It's now a 3-1 count. Pascack Hills, who went 13-9 back in the 2019 season, finishing 9-4 in fourth place overall in the Big North American Division. That time it's grounded, and that's going to be a base hit going down the line. It's going to be extra bases for Mayer on that 3-1 pitch. So a leadoff double now for number 12, Alexis Mayer, the junior center fielder. Just hooked that inside the third base line for the extra bagger. So a runner on second, nobody out here, top of the first. Samantha Chin, the right fielder, due up here. Swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1 the count. Chin, number 8, is a senior playing right field. Hitting from the right side. Fakes the bunt and pulls it back, but it's going to be a strike regardless, so Shulman now ahead of the count, 0-2. We've just gotten underway here this afternoon as Pascack Hills comes calling to take on Fort Lee. Shulman just missing on the outside corner. Looking for a first strikeout of the afternoon. Instead, it ends up as a ball. 1-2 the count. Mayer led off this game with a double down the third base line. She's standing at second. There's a ground ball. Fielded by the third baseman. Throw over to third, not in time. So now the runner is going to be at first and third with nobody out here in the top of the first inning. Fort Lee was deciding to try to throw out the runner who was advancing from second to third on the ground ball, but Mayer was able to get her leg in safely for the base, and now it's going to be runners at the corners with nobody out. Shulman missing wide of the mark there. Now the runner is going to advance down to second base, so runners at third and second now with nobody out. Third place hitter is the pitcher, Alana Kimball. Trying to help her own cause out here. Swings and misses on the healthy cut on the outside corner off-speed pitch. 1-1 the count. So Mayer standing down at third. Chin behind her at second base, and there's an outside corner strike. 1-2 the count against the third place hitter, Kimball. Hitting from the right side. Swings and misses, and it's going to be tipped. And now the runner is caught in a pickle between home and third, and the tag is going to be administered, and Fort Lee does a nice job there of getting the strikeout, but they would have to have thrown down to first. Kimball then progressed down to first, but they also saw that Mayer, the lead runner down at third base, was venturing a little too far off of third, caught her in a pickle, and then eventually administered the tag to retire the first batter here of the top of the first inning. So now runners at first and second with one away. Avery Marks, the shortstop, number 20, hitting from the right side. So Chin is now the lead runner down at second base. Dropped by the catcher a bit. The throw over to third, and got her! Fort Lee gunned down Samantha Chin trying to advance on the ball that popped out of the catcher's mitt, Joelle Park. But Park then collected the loose ball, threw it down to third, and threw her out trying to steal third base. So now there's two away with a runner down at second base. Missed to the outside by Shulman. Alexis Kalustian, number 15, is the courtesy runner for the pitcher. Kimball standing down at second base. Shulman trying to get out of the inning unscathed. After at one point it was runners at second and third with nobody out. And still the Broncos have not produced an early run. Good defense by the Bridgman. That time it's popped up down the first base line and out of play, foul. Shulman already with one strikeout in this inning. Off speed, just missing high. As again, there's a runner at second, two outs here, scoreless. As it looks like it's a 2-2 count. Coming around to score after that base hits. It's going to be a 1-0 lead for Pascack Hills after they hit it down the left field line for a base hit. The throw back in was just not in time. So Shulman and Fort Lee do surrender a run here, and that will make it 1-0 lead for Pascack Hills as Marks standing in now safely at second. Another double in this inning now for the Broncos. That'll send up Michelle Gallucci, the third baseman. Swings and misses as it goes to the backstop. That will allow Marks to head down to third base herself. So Fort Lee was so close to getting out of the top of the first inning without a run allowed. Now the umpire talking things over with her counterpart. Might be a case of something with the backstop. Not sure if they're feeling like the padding should be down lower. But the umpire is talking things over here with Fort Lee. So we have a pause in the action right now. Again, we're trying to figure out from our vantage point what could be the conversation as they went over ground rules before this game. But the home plate umpire not liking something behind the backstop here where there's the padding that says Fort Lee Bridgman. So now the two coaches come over to talk as well. Fort Lee is led by their head coach, Crystal Vargas. Pascack Hills led by Aaron Curatola. So we'll just have to wait to see how things are sorted out here. It is already a 1-0 lead for Pascack Hills on the RBI double by Avery Marks, the shortstop. Alexis Mayer began this game with a double down the left field line, but then was caught in a rundown between third and home and was tagged out eventually after Samantha Chin also added a single. So now after a lengthy discussion, home plate umpire still talking things over with the catcher for Fort Lee, Joelle Park. And it looks like we're going to get back to the action. The runner is down at third base with 2 outs here at the top of the first. Shulman missing high and wide. As Gallucci is the batter, still hitting from the right side. Gallucci will pop that one up. Playable for the right fielder. And Caitlin Park will make the putout, and that will retire the side. Pascack Hills does strike for 1 run on a RBI double by Avery Marks. And we'll head to the bottom of the first inning. First time up for the Bridgmen as you're watching Fort Lee softball here on YouTube Live. First opportunity for Fort Lee to test themselves against a dominant pitcher. Alana Kimball, 4-0 on the season, and fans, she has been lights out dominant. 57 strikeouts with only 1 run allowed in those 4 combined starts. Coming off a 7-inning, 2-hit performance where she allowed her first run yesterday against Westwood. Also struck out 15 in the process, and swings and misses aplenty. First swing and miss there by the leadoff hitter for Fort Lee. It's going to be Kelly Mccann, the center fielder. Mccann hitting .438 on the season. 7 base hits and leading Fort Lee with 4 walks. Trying to put the bunt down, but ricochets that into the top of the backstop, and now quickly Kimball is ahead of the count, 0-2. But Kimball just produces double-digit strikeouts every game this season that she's pitched. Ahead of the count, 0-2. Laying off that one high was Kelly Mccann. 1-2 count. Mccann in Fort Lee's victory against Ridgeville Park went 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored back on April 23rd. The 1-2. Again, a little too high to the top right corner. Now the count is run even at 2-2. That wicked movement there at the end kind of even fooled the umpire. Had to move a little bit as it broke initially from the outside back to the inside for strike 3 looking. That's the first strikeout of the day for Kimball, and there's one away here in the bottom of the first inning. Luciana Casal now due up, the second place hitter. She'll ground it and get a base hit. First ball swinging, and Casal will get the first base hit of the day for the Bridgemen. Luciana Casal, the team's best hitter, hitting .562 on the season, just collected her 10th hit of the season to lead Fort Lee. And now there's a 1-out base runner for the Bridgemen here in the bottom of the first, down 1-0. So Casal not wasting any time, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Francesca Arnon. Arnon swings and misses in the outside corner. Pitch, 0-1 the count. Arnon is hitting .214 on the season, 3 hits, 1 RBI. Frozen there for a strike. It's now 0-2. Arnon trying to follow suit of Casal with back-to-back hits here for the Bridgemen. Just missing off the plate there is Kimball. Here's the pitch, and strike 3 swinging. Arnon goes down swinging for the second strikeout of the inning. Runner at first, but 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Pascack Hills leading 1-0. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter and the opposing pitcher, Lily Shulman. Shulman hitting .357 on the season with 5 hits, 2 RBIs. Swings and misses on that first pitch that she sees from Kimball, 0-1. Shulman in the win against Ridgefield Park went 2 for 4, driving in 2 runs and also scoring twice. Casal standing down at first base. That pitch by Kimball missing high. One the count now against Lily Shulman, with Michelle Kim, the second baseman, waiting on deck for the Bridgemen. Kimball a little wild there, missing outside the strike zone as Verano does a nice job of handling that to make sure it doesn't carry him to the backstop. Gimbel drops the anchor in on the off-speed pitch there as it just fell out of nowhere. And now she's a pitch away, a strike away from getting out of the inning. And Shulman goes down swinging. So Gimbel records 3 strikeouts there in the bottom of the first inning to give her now 60 strikeouts on the season. And 1 runner is left on base in the form of Luciana Casal, who had a base hit to center field for the first Fort Lee hit of the game. But we'll head to the top of the second with Pascack Hills leading Fort Lee 1-0 as you're watching Fort Lee Bridgman softball on YouTube. So welcome back, everybody, here, and we are broadcasting remotely from the East Gymnasium as we're taking a look in at the softball diamond outside us, and we welcome you here inside as we now welcome you outside as well. So, again, the technology top-notch here at Fort Lee. We're happy that we could be enjoying ourselves and being safe and bring you all the best angles as well in this 2021 season unlike any other. As we go to the top of the second inning, it's a 1-0 lead for the Broncos as Amanda Bang is due up right now, the left fielder for Pascack Hills. They're in the orange tops with the white pants and trying to stay unbeaten on the season. Shulman looking for her second win on the rubber this season for Fort Lee. Shulman's off speed is popped up to the left side, and that'll roll out of play, just foul. A couple of extra base hits for Pascack Hills in the first inning, but they could only generate 1 run. Shulman was 1 strike away from possibly getting out of trouble without allowing a single run, but still, to have a situation where it was second and third with nobody out and only allow 1, that was great pitching on the part of Lily Shulman, the senior pitcher who pitched yesterday 4 innings of work and recorded 5 strikeouts against Tenafly. That one skipped in the dirt, and that will allow a leadoff walk to Amanda Bang. So Pascack Hills now with a leadoff runner on with nobody out to begin the top of the second inning. That'll bring up their catcher now, number 24, Laura Verano. Verano faked the bunt, popped out of the glove briefly there by the catcher, Joelle Park, the sophomore. So runner down at first, nobody out here, top of the second inning. There's the sacrifice, but they said it was sacrificed foul first. So new life for Verano. Pascack Hills defeated Dumont 8-0 in their opener, 7-0 win against Mahwah, 3-0 win against Ramsey, and then a 9-1 win yesterday against Westwood. There's the dead-end sacrifice. Shulman will field it, throws over to first in time, as the runner will make her way all the way down to third, but get caught in a rundown, but still manage to run back in time safely to second base. So nearly Fort Lee pulled off the double play after the sacrifice by Verano, as Amanda Bang was trying to go all the way to third base and then was forced to retreat back to the second base bag. So there's one away here in the top of the second inning with a runner down at second. Julian Noyes swings and misses. Noyes, the second baseman, with her first plate appearance of the afternoon. So Bang is standing down in scoring position at second base with one away. Oh, nice pitch there by Shulman, as you saw the rise of that pitch from the middle of the strike zone all the way up top to shoulder length. Shulman with one strikeout today, looking for another. Just the curveball curving to the outside of the strike zone as she tried to wrap that around the outside corner. Noyes, the 8th place hitter. Strime will follow her, hitting next. That one is popped up into the outfield for a base hit. And that will bring in the second run of the game for Pascack Hills, thinking triple. And going down to third base safely, standing up, is going to be Julian Noyes, with an RBI triple, driving in the second run of the game for the Broncos of Pascack Hills, who now have taken a 2-0 lead, with one out here in the top of the second inning. That'll bring up the 9th place hitter and the first baseman, Jess Strime, for her first plate appearance of the day. Strime, first ball swinging. Caroms that one into the backstop for a strike, 0-1. So Noyes gets the triple, and we've now seen 3 extra base hits in the course of the first 2 innings now for Pascack Hills. This one is a base hit to center field. That's going to bring in another run, as Noyes will score easily. And Pascack Hills has put up 2 runs here in the second to lead now 3-0. As Strime just took that pitch and jettisoned it straight away to center field. Now to the top of the order we go with number 12, Alexis Mayer, the center fielder. Mayer had a double her first time up, looking for another one, and that time a beautiful catch in right field by Caitlin Park, and was looking to double up the runner. So 2 away here after the line drive fly out to right field. Now Chin trying to loft that one up. And just drops that in for a fair ball, so that'll move the lead runner down to second base, as Samantha Chin gets her second hit of the afternoon. She's 2 for 2. Alana Kimball now will step in, with runners at first and second and 2 away here to the top of the second inning. 2 runs home for Pascack Hills. They lead 3-0 in the game. Kimball struck out in her first plate appearance, but Fort Lee decided not to throw down to first because a runner was trying to score from third. They got the out that way. Kimball trying to launch that one down the right field line, but hooks it foul out of play. So Shulman trying to secure that final out of the inning, with runners at first and second, 2 away. Off speed, hits the outside corner for the strike, and now she's 1 strike away from doing just that against her pitching counterpart. Kimball trying to help her own workout here today. Shulman just missing to the outside. Again, fouled off into the backstop as Kimball trying to go the opposite way with it and send that ball into right field, where we've seen a couple of balls hit so far here this afternoon. Swing and a miss, strike three. Lily Shulman gets the strikeout she was looking for to get out of the top of the second inning. But Pascack Hills increases its lead with 2 runs produced there in the top of the second. 3-0 lead for Pascack Hills as Fort Lee goes to bat, coming up next here in the bottom of the second inning. To the bottom of the second we go, and it's a 3-0 lead for Pascack Hills. As Alana Kimball back to the rubber for her second inning of work. Allowed a hit in the first inning, but also struck out the side. There's a ground ball down to the other side of the infield near the shortstop position and thrown out. 1 pitch, 1 out as Michelle Kim grounds out for the first out of the inning. 1 away. So Kim grounded out to short here to begin the bottom of the second inning. That'll bring up the catcher, number 6, Joelle Park. Park hitting .385 in the season, 5 hits, 3 runs driven in. And one of those RBIs in the victory against Ridgefield Park. There's a strike to open up the at-bat from Kimball. Just missing to the outside now to even the count, 1-1. Fort Lee a couple of seasons ago, the last time that they had a full season, went 7-14 in 2019 and won 4 games here at home. This is only their second home game of the season. But already the Bridgemen having played 6 games prior to this one. Swing and a miss. As you could just see on your vantage point here with our camera look, how that ball just has epic movement on it from Kimball. And there's strike 3 as Joelle Park will go down for the 4th strikeout of the day for Kimball. There's 2 away here in the bottom of the second. First at bat now for the Fort Lee right fielder, number 2, Caitlin Park. Park is hitting .308 on the season. Lays off the first pitch, 1-0. .308 with 4 hits, 2 RBIs. Has also stolen 2 bases so far this year for Coach Vargas. Swings and misses. Kim started off this bottom of the second with a ground ball to short. Swings and misses again, and Caitlin Park now behind the count. 1-2. Kimball trying to retire the side in order for the first time this afternoon for Pascack Hills. Just missing inside. Good eye at the plate there by Caitlin Park. Laying off that pitch is Kimball, upset at herself for not getting that strikeout. She'll tow it up again and gets it this time, as she'll retire Fort Lee in order 1-2-3 on a pair of strikeouts and a ground ball out to begin the bottom of the second. We head to the top of the third. 3-0 lead for Pascack Hills here in Fort Lee. Top of the third inning as Shulman strikes out with a breaking ball strike to the outside corner. 0-1 the count against Avery Marks, the shortstop. Marks drove in the first run of the game back in the first inning with an RBI double. That pitch missed outside the strike zone. 1-1. Pascack Hills scoring once in the first, twice in the second to lead here 3-0 as we begin the third inning. Shulman a little wide on that one as well. Now behind in the count, 2-1 against Marks. In that 2019 season, when Pascack Hills went 13-9, they advanced to the quarterfinals of the North 1 Group 2 playoff after defeating Dumont in the first round. That's going to be a pop-up and taken in by the right fielder, Caitlin Park, for her second putout. And the leadoff hitter is retired here to begin the third inning, as Marks is now 1 for 2 this afternoon. Michelle Gallucci, the third baseman, who flew out to Caitlin Park in right field her first time up. 0 for 1 this afternoon. The 1-0. That one is hit to center field, or popped up, I should say, just behind the second base bag. And quickly, Shulman has retired the first two hitters that she's faced here to begin the third inning. That one fooled me. It looked like it was going to be a little further out after the contact was made, but an easy pop-up secured by Michelle Kim, the second baseman. And Amanda Bang, now the left fielder. Bang drew her walk her first time up in the second inning. So a chance here for Lily Shulman to produce a 1-2-3 inning of her own. 2 outs, nobody on base here in the top of the third. 3-0 lead for Pascack Hills. Bounces that one in the dirt right in front of Joelle Park. Bang would come around to score on the triple by Julian Noyes. There's a strike in the outside corner for Lily Shulman. And the Fort Lee senior right-hander Sets and fires. Gets the ground ball to second base, thrown over to first in time, and Fort Lee retires Pascack Hills in order there in the third inning. Great performance there by Shulman, eliciting the fly out, the pop-up, and then the ground ball out to retire the Broncos 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the third. It remains a 3-0 lead for Pascack Hills over Fort Lee. So it remains a 3-0 lead for Pascack Hills as we head to the bottom of the third inning here at Fort Lee. Happy that you could join us, Dan Long, on the call here on YouTube, as we broadcast this matchup in the Big North Conference. Two opponents that know each other quite well but are no longer divisional rivals. Pascack Hills had been a part of the American Division the last couple of years. Now they're part of the Big North Patriot, which is Pascack Hills, Riverdale, Mahwah, Westwood, and Ramsey. As Yishi Huang getting her first appearance at the plate, the shortstop, the outstanding athlete who was honored for her outstanding career and season this year as part of the sectional championship volleyball team. She was named by NorthJersey.com as the Athlete of the Week. As that pitch by Kimball missing high. Wang was part of that championship team that won their first sectional titles since a very long time ago. That was just fouled off the bat, nearly hit Huang. Now they're going to say that she actually did get hit by the pitch, and she will take first base. So a hit by pitch there, and that will make it a leadoff runner on for the first time for Fort Lee. Wang was still standing at home plate after that ricochet happened, and that's what led me to believe that it potentially might have hit the bat first. But then the umpire sent her down her way to first base. So the second base runner on today against Alana Kimball. Kimball has produced 5 strikeouts so far in this game for Pascack Hills, has not allowed a run yet. As she's facing Ayla Kim, the 9th place hitter, playing left field here today for Fort Lee. Squares around to sacrifice, drops the bunt down right in front of the catcher. And Verano will throw down to first in time for the first out of the bottom of the third inning. That will move Yishi Wang down to second base in scoring position. So there's one away with a runner down at second here in the bottom of the third. And we head back to the top of the order and number 1, Kelly Mccann. Mccann hitting from the left side, struck out looking her first plate appearance back in the first. She's 0 for 1 this afternoon. Mccann trying to slap down the bunt towards the third base side, but instead hit it into the backstop. 0-1 the count. Kimball allowed a base hit to the second batter she faced, Luciana Casal, who waits on deck. Had a base hit in the first inning. Missing on the outside, Huang going down to third. And it looks like she got in safely with a stolen base. So Yishi Huang moves down to third base after that pitch was thrown. And now one hit away is Fort Lee from bringing in their first run of the game against Kimball. Alana Kimball sets and fires. There's a ground ball. It's going to be sent down to the first baseman. Huang will come in to score as the out is recorded. And that is the only second run allowed all season by Pascack Hills and Alana Kimball. And now the lead is cut to 3-1. On the ground out by Kelly Mccann, bringing in Yishi Huang, who reached safely after getting hit by a pitch to begin this inning. Here's Casal, who got a hit right away in her first plate appearance back in the first inning. First ball swinging, drove it into the outfield for a base hit. Casal 1 for 1 this afternoon. Luciana Casal, the junior, as I mentioned, leading Fort Lee with a .562 batting average. 5 RBIs, 6 hits, or 10 hits, I should say, 5 runs scored. Also has the lone home run this season for the Bridgmen. As Fort Lee producing their first run of the afternoon, trailing here 3-1. Kimball missing high to the outside. No one on base for Fort Lee as Casal will pop that one up to right field, trying to see if they can make a play on it. Was Chin right around all the crowd that's assembled here at Fort Lee. Again, we're broadcasting from our remote point here in East Gymnasium. Just outside the gymnasium is the softball field. We hope that you're enjoying this game for those who could not make it as you're watching Fort Lee take on Pascack Hills. Kimball fires that one high as Casal could not lay off it. It was too juicy to entertain and swings and misses. Casal trying to keep this inning going for Fort Lee. Lays off that pitch to the outside. So a 2-2 count against Casal. Kimball sets and fires. Swings and misses, strike 3. So Kimball gets her first strikeout of that inning, her 6th of the game, but she allows her first run of the game as well, as Yishi Huang, the hero, as part of the championship volleyball team, comes around to score after a ground ball out by Kelly Mccann drives in the first Bridgman run of the day. Fort Lee trails 3-1 as we head to the top of the 4th inning here in Fort Lee. We head to the top of the 4th inning. It's a 3-1 lead now for Pascack Hills as Fort Lee just scored their first run of the ball game. In the bottom of the 3rd inning, Laura Verano, the catcher, will lead off things here to begin the top of the 4th. Verano had a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd inning. Verano pops that one up to right field. 1 pitch, 1 out. As Caitlin Park secures the flyout, as Lily Shulman has now retired her last 5 in a row. 1 away here to begin the top of the 4th. Julian Noyes, the second baseman, 1 for 1 today, had an RBI triple in the second inning. Swings and misses on that off speed. 0-1. Noyes got her hit just down the left field line, and then had enough speed as it just kept on rolling down the field to easily saunter into third base standing up. Trying to lay off that one, the umpire thinking otherwise, as Noyes was ruled to have gone around. So now Shulman ahead of the count, 0-2. Missing to the outside, now 1-2. After getting the last out of the second inning, Lily Shulman retired the Broncos in order, 1-2-3 in the third, and has just gotten the first out of the fourth inning. And there's going to be a rocket shot down the right field line, and it's going to be called for a ground rule double. So Noyes continues her hot start to this game, 2 for 2 with a pair of extra base hits, a triple in the second inning, and here in the fourth, a double down the right field line. Her triple was down the left field line back in the second inning. So a runner on second with one away here. 3-1 lead for Pascack Hills in the top of the fourth. That'll bring up the ninth place hitter, Jess Strime, the first baseman. Strime had an RBI single back in the second. That drove in the third run of the game. As she's trying to go to the opposite field side. Fouls it out of play, 0-1. So Shulman had retired 5 in a row before surrendering that 2-strike double to Noyes down the right field line. Just missing to the outside for a ball. Pascack Hills has produced 4 extra base hits already in this game. 3 doubles and a triple. Shulman missing high and wide against Strime. Trying to settle things down after surrendering the 1-out double just moments ago to Julian Noyes. Ground ball, just foul in the first base line. As Francesca Arnone was trying to see if she could make a play on it. Runner down at second, one away here, top of the fourth. There's another ground ball. Arnone is going to be able to take it herself, and is it in time? And it looks like it is, so it's going to be the second out of the inning. There's 2 away with the runner advancing down to third and the ground out. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Alexis Mayer. Mayer 1 for 2 this afternoon, had a double in her first plate appearance back in the first. And then flew out to right field her last time up in the second. RBI opportunity here for Mayer, as Noyes stands down at third base, but with 2 away. 3-1 lead for Pascack Hills. That one a hot shot going into center field over the center fielder's head for a base hit, as that will continue to roll. Right past second base to third. She's rounding third, going for the inside the park home run, and it will be a 2-run home run for Alexis Mayer, the center fielder. And now Pascack Hills grows their lead to 5-1. Mayer lofted that one over the head of Mccann, who was trying to make a play on it as it continued to roll. Easily scoring from third on that play was Julian Noyes. But Alexis Mayer, the center fielder, showing off the speed. And now the umpires are conferring with one another. As we saw briefly, Crystal Vargas, the head coach for Fort Lee, coming out to talk, wondering if she was maybe trying to argue for a ground rule double that would have prevented Alexis Mayer from scoring an inside the park home run. as the rest of the infield defense surrounds Lily Shulman, as a debate ensues between Coach Vargas and the umpiring crew. Again, that was a big hit by Mayer over the head of the center fielder Mccann, and then she legged out easily an inside the park home run. But again, there's conversations abounding, and now the two head coaches are talking with one another. If it stands as a 2-run homer, it would be a 5-1 lead for Pascack Hills here in the top of the 4th inning. So it looks like the home run will stand. So Alexis Mayer with a 2-run inside the park home run. That'll drive in 2 runs here in the top of the 4th. As Shulman missing high in that first pitch to Samantha Chin. Chin is 2 for 2 this afternoon for Pascack Hills with a pair of singles in the first and second innings. As Shulman missing there as well, 2-0. Swings and misses for a strike. So Pascack Hills with a little clutch hitting there with 2 outs. Alexis Mayer driving in a pair, as she was down to the final strike of the inning as well, as Chin fouls that into the backstop. Shulman's pitch, rounded down to short, thrown over in time for the putout. And that'll end the top of the 4th inning. But Pascack Hills strikes for 2 on the 2-run inside the park home run by Alexis Mayer to extend their lead to 5-1. Bottom of the 5th inning now. It's a 5-1 lead for Pascack Hills. The Broncos scoring once in the second, once in the first, twice in the second, and now twice in the top portion of this 4th inning. Third place hitter is due up here for Fort Lee, and fouling that one off is the first baseman, Francesca Arnone. Arnone struck out in the first inning, 0 for 1 this afternoon. Fort Lee scoring their lone run in the bottom of the 3rd inning after Yishi Wang was originally hit by a pitch, was sacrificed down to second, stole third base, and then scored on the ground out by Kelly Mccann. That is a big accomplishment going against the likes of Alana Kimball, who had only allowed 1 run through the first 4 games this season. There's a strike in the outside corner by Kimball. Kimball has produced 6 strikeouts here this afternoon and has allowed 1 base hit, that to Luciana Casal in the first inning. Missing just to the outside against Arnone. Lily Shulman, the cleanup hitter, due up next for Fort Lee. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning, 5-1 lead for Pascack Hills. And that is foul tip into the catcher's mitt for strike three. One away here to begin the bottom of the fourth inning. Now it's Lily Shulman, the .357 hitter on the season. 5 hits, 2 runs driven in, 3 walks. She struck out her first plate appearance back in the first inning, 0 for 1. Shulman hitting from the right side against Kimball. Swings and misses there. Just skipped in the dirt. Bouncing in front of the catcher. As Laura Verano, the senior counterpart to her sophomore pitcher, Alana Kimball. Kimball missing just a little too high. Shulman doing a nice job there of staying level-headed here at the at-bat, not chasing the high heat. Shulman trying to help her own cause out. Swings and misses, though, that time. And that was a perfectly placed pitch, jamming Shulman, so she couldn't fully extend her arms on that last swing. Shulman 0 for 2 this afternoon. 2 away with nobody on base here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Michelle Kim, the second baseman, 0 for 2, grounded out on 1 pitch to short back in the top of the second inning. Kim is a .375 hitter on the season coming into today's action. 3 hits, 4 RBIs, and 4 runs scored for Kim. Kimball goes to the rosin bag, is now set to deliver this pitch against Kim. Michelle Kim at the dish. Swings and misses. A 1-2 count. Correction, that was 2-1 count. It's now 2-2. Kimball looking to strike out the side for the second time in this game. Just misses to the outside, and now the count is run full, 3-2. On a humid day, Kimball has gone to the rosin bag a couple times to keep her hand dry. Here's the 3-2. That one has popped up. Trying to go over to see if they can make a play on it was the first baseman, Strime. But it goes out of play. New life here for Michelle Kim. No one on base, 3-2 count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Kimball kicks and fires and swings and misses, strike 3. Kimball produces her 9th strikeout of the game, strikes out the side as we head to the top of the 5th. 5-1 lead for Pascack Hills. Top of the fifth inning here in Fort Lee. 5-1 lead for Pascack Hills, as Lily Shulman fires the strike against Alana Kimball. She has struck out Kimball twice in this game, in the first and second innings, for her 2 lone strikeouts so far in this game. Bouncing that one in the dirt low for a ball. The big hit of this game came in the last inning. Alexis Mayer with 2 outs at an inside the park 2-run homer that extended a 3-1 lead to 5-1 for Pascack Hills. As Shulman missing there. Kimball laying off, and Shulman does get the credit for the outside corner strike. 2-2 the count now against Kimball. Kimball fishing for one low at about ankle height. Fouls that one off to stay alive in the at-bat. Shulman allowing 5 runs on 8 hits. 2 strikeouts and 1 walk so far here as we're beginning the top of the fifth inning. Missing to the outside, and now the count is run full to Alana Kimball, 3-2. Grounded to short. Lofted throw over in time from Yishi Wang. And Kimball is retired for the 3rd time in this game, 1 away. Wang has done a nice job defensively at shortstop, with a couple of putouts there this afternoon. Now with 1 away here in the top of the 5th, that'll bring up Avery Marks, the shortstop. Hard hit, deflected off the glove of Wang into center field. That was a hot shot from one shortstop to another. So a base runner is on here in the 5th inning with 1 away. For Marks, that is her 2nd hit of the game to go along with her RBI double back in the 1st inning that drove in the original Broncos run. Michelle Gallucci, the 3rd baseman, 0 for 2 this afternoon, trying to drive that one to right field, but hits it into the backstop. 0-1 the count. Gallucci flew out to right field in the 1st inning and popped up to 2nd, her last time up in the 3rd. Lays off that breaking pitch, and the catcher Joelle Park trying to keep the runner back at first base, as Marks was maybe entertaining the idea of advancing down to 2nd if that ball had gotten away. Pascack Hills and Fort Lee meeting for the first time since 2019, after obviously last year's lost season. That pitch from Shulman a little too high, and once again Joelle Park faking the throw down to 1st. Here's a ground ball, potential double play onto 2nd for 1, onto 1st, and it's going to be not in time. But the lead runner is retired on the ground ball to 2nd, as Michelle Kim fed to her shortstop, Yishi Wang, for the 2nd out. And now there's 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. That'll bring up Amanda Bang, number 3. As the outside corner strike for Shulman gets her ahead of the count, 0-1. Bang, the left fielder, reached on a walk in the 2nd inning and then grounded out to 2nd in the 3rd. There's another strike for Shulman, who's 1 pitch away from getting out of the 5th inning. Kimball grounded out to short. Marks fouled with a single, but then she was forced out just recently on the ground ball by Gallucci. That one's sent down to right field. And that will be a foul ball. So that'll send the base runners back. Again, from our remote location in the gym, just waiting to see whether or not that did stay fair or went foul. It went foul, so we get back to the mound here, and swing and a miss, strike three. Lily Shulman with her third strikeout produced this afternoon, as she allows no runs there in the fifth inning, as it will remain a 5-1 advantage for Pascack Hills as we head to the bottom of the fifth, as the Bridgemen trying to produce some runs here and pull right back within this one, as you're watching Fort Lee Bridgemen softball here on YouTube. We head to the bottom of the fifth inning. Fort Lee putting up a fight here against Pascack Hills, undefeated on the season, 4-0. And have been involved in several laughers themselves. Fort Lee doing a good job of fighting and clawing their way here. Check swing, pop up down to the first baseman. Did she make the play? As it will just end up as a foul ball, but the full extension dive there by the first baseman, Strime. As she was trying to make sure that that first out is secured for her pitcher. Alana Kimball pitching here, 9 strikeouts in the game. Checked into this game with 57 through 4 games. Another check swing by Joelle Park, the catcher, who's now behind in the count, 0-2. Joelle Park struck out back in the second inning in her previous plate appearance. 0 for 1 this afternoon. Just missing on the outside, 1-2. Fort Lee has had 2 base runners in this game. Casal with a single in the first. Yishi Wang had been hit by a pitch in the third, and it came around to score the Fort Lee run. Little chin music there, backing Joelle Park off the plate a bit, and it's now a 2-2 count. Second home game of the season for Fort Lee. They've played 4 times already on the road. And Park goes down swinging on the off-speed pitch on the outside. 1 away here to begin the bottom of the fifth. 10th strikeout of the afternoon now for Kimball, who goes to work against Caitlin Park, the right fielder. Park 0 for 1 this afternoon for Fort Lee. Swings and misses, 0-1. No one on base here in the bottom of the fifth inning. As Park once again swings through that one, is behind the count, 0-2. Kimball trying to groove that one in just a little too much as it goes wide outside the strike zone, 1-2 the count. Fort Lee trying to snap a 4-game losing streak in this series against Pascack Hills. Last time that they won was in 2017. And again, you have to factor in that neither team played one another last season. As Caitlin Park will go down swinging. Now there's two away with nobody on here at the bottom of the fifth. Fort Lee last year fans lost in the first round of the 2019 North 2 Group 2 sectional playoffs as the number 16 seed, but they gave everything they had against the top seed Hanover Park, losing 11-10 as they nearly pulled the big-time upset in the opening round. As this one is going to be popped up by Yishi Wang to right field. So Wang is going to be on base safely again now for the second time in this game. As Ayla Kim swings and misses. As ranging over was Chin, who just could not make the play for Huang. We'll say for our sake that was a base hit for Yishi Huang. Hitting .250 on the season coming into this one. So she's reached safely after getting hit by a pitch in the third inning and coming around to score the lone run for Fort Lee. Now Huang on again. Off and running and getting a second stolen base in the game. No. She's going to be just shy as she tried a full extension. As she got marked just a little shy, she fell on her back and tried to get the toes pointed in the general direction of the second base bag, but just was denied on the throwdown by Verano, getting her in time for the caught stealing. So that'll send us to the top of the sixth inning with Pascack Hills leading Fort Lee by a score of 5-1. Top of the sixth inning. 5-1 lead off. A pop out and a great play there by Caitlin Park. Had to hold my breath there to see whether or not it was going to fall, but Park making the shoestring catch. She has been brilliant out in right field after Laura Verano did not waste any time at all at the first offering she saw to begin the sixth inning. So a fly out to right field, and Lily Shulman once again has retired the first hitter that she's faced here today. Now going up against Julian Noyes, the second baseman, who has had an answer all afternoon long against the pitching of Lily Shulman. Had an RBI triple back in the second, had a double in the fourth inning. Shulman pitching carefully against the second baseman, now behind in the count 2-0. Noyes hitting from the right side. Drives that one just over the glove of Shulman. Wang will throw over in time. What a play there by the shortstop, Yishi Wang. After Shulman was trying to make the pop-up catch right at the rubber, it just evaded her grasp. But her teammate picks her up and retires Noyes for the first time here in this ball game. And now there's two away with no one on. in the top of the 6th inning. And the 9th place hitter is the first baseman, Jess Strime. Strime is 1 for 2 today. Grounded out to first base her last time up in the 4th inning. Strime will pop this one up. Playable. And Shulman, the pitcher, will make the call herself and get the pop-up. And for the second time in this game, she was retired. Pascack Hills 1-2-3. As we head to the bottom of the 6th, Fort Lee within striking distance, trailing Pascack Hills 5-1. If we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, Lily Shulman has done her job on the rubber for Fort Lee, going through 6 innings, allowing 5 runs. And keeping this competitive for Fort Lee, now the offense has to try to find a spark. Easier said than done against the likes of Alana Kimball. Kimball has struck out 11. Has allowed 2 base hits in the game and only 1 run scored against her. Now total of 2 runs scored on the season. Check swing down the first base line, foul by Ayla Kim. Kim was batting when Yishi Wang was thrown out trying to steal second. Kim had a sacrifice bunt back in the 3rd that moved Wang down to second base in that inning. Wang would eventually come around to score. Left fielder swings through that pitch. Now 2 strikes against her. Kelly Mccann in the top of the Fort Lee order waiting on deck. Mccann with the RBI in this game for the Bridgemen. And there's strike 3. 12th strikeout of the game now for the pitcher for Pascack Hills, Alana Kimball, the sophomore who has been brilliant yet again here today. Kimball 1 strikeout away from 70 on the season, and this her 5th start of the year. Only a high school sophomore to be this dominant at softball. Mccann hitting from the left side for Fort Lee. .438 hitter on the season coming into today's action. Drove in her first RBI of the season with that ground out in the 3rd inning that brought in Huang. Lays off that one, nearly hit her as well. Missing high. As Mccann trying to find her way on base here. Time running out in this game for Fort Lee. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Bridgemen trailing 5-1. Missing to the outside, and there's ball 4. The first walk surrendered this afternoon by Kimball. And Fort Lee with a base runner with 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that'll bring up Casal. Casal had the lone hit in this game before Yishi Wang had a hit. Credit to her last inning in the 5th. Casal had a base hit to center fields back in the 1st inning. Beautiful pitch there by Kimball. Handcuffing Casal, inside corner strike, 0-1. Kelly Mccann down at first base. She has stolen 2 bases this season. Could be off and running, and she is. Here's the throw down to second, and in time. Verano really showing off the arm behind the dish. That is the second consecutive time that she has thrown out a would-be base stealer for Fort Lee in back-to-back innings. She threw out Yishi Wang in the 5th inning and now has gunned down Kelly Mccann here in the 6th. So now there's 2 outs and nobody on base here in the bottom of the 6th inning for Kimball to go against Casal. And for Fort Lee, you have to do things like this. You have to find a way to generate an offensive spark against a dominant pitcher. So you don't fault them for trying, and it's just the case of Verano really doing her job behind the plate. Casal's swinging through that pitch on the high strike. A 5-1 lead for Pascack Hills as Fort Lee bats in the bottom of the 6th inning. Happy that you could join us here on our Fort Lee Athletics broadcasts on YouTube. What a change up there, and that struck out Casal. As she was out in front of that one as that just broke completely from the middle of the plate all the way to ankle level. And that will do it for the 6th inning as we'll head to the 7th inning. Still a 5-1 advantage for the visiting Broncos of Pascack Hills. Time for the 7th inning here in Fort Lee as Lily Shulman has pitched a nice game for the Bridgemen but trails on the scoreboard 5-1. She will contest with Alexis Mayer to begin this top of the 7th inning. The last time she saw Mayer sent one up and over the head of Mccann, the center fielder, and eventually came all the way around to score what would become a 2-run homer. That gave Pascack Hills some breathing room at 5-1. Pascack Hills opened up the scoring with a run in the first, 2 in the second. Fort Lee answered with a run in the bottom of the 3rd to make it 3-1. But then Mayer, with 2 outs, hit that hot shot over the head of the center fielder, and it just kept on rolling. That brought in the runner from 3rd, and then Mayer used her blazing speed to come around to score the home run for the Broncos. Mayer also led off this game with a double back in the 1st inning, came around to score on the double by Avery Marks. Mayer also flew out to right field in the 2nd inning. 2 for 3 this afternoon. There's a strike from Shulman. Shulman with 3 strikeouts today, has 31 strikeouts on the season. Bounces that one in the dirt, and that's going to be ball 4. So Alexis Mayer will lead off the top of the 7th with a walk. And a base runner is on here for the Broncos. Only the 2nd walk of the game surrendered by Lily Shulman. There's a sacrifice attempt, dropped down by Samantha Chin, but that rolls foul down the 3rd base line. Before that walk, Shulman had retired the last 5 hitters that she faced after retiring Pascack Hills in order in the 6th inning. That one gets off the glove of Joel Park, and that'll send Mayer down to second base. It will be ruled as a strike. So now it's 2 strikes against Samantha Chin, but a runner down in scoring position with nobody out here in the top of the 7th. That time it goes off of the glove of Park again. That'll send Mayer down to third, and then the throw gets away after they were trying to throw down to third base. And that should score the run for Alexis Mayer. So it went off of the glove of the catcher, and then Joel Park, the catcher, tried to throw down to third base as Mayer was going to be stealing easily and advancing in the wild pitch. But then that throw got away, and Mayer comes around to score. So now another run home here for Pascack Hills in the game, as they've extended their lead to 6-1 with nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. That's going to be a fly ball down the right field line, but out of play for a foul. So Alexis Mayer has been the fire starter for this Pascack Hills offense today, scoring 3 runs in this game from the leadoff spot. Samantha Chin looking for what would be her 3rd hit of the game. She's 2 for 3. As once again, that goes off the glove of Joel Park. And that will be the 2nd consecutive walk surrendered here to begin the 7th inning for Shulman. Runner on first with nobody out now on the top of the 7th. And Alana Kimball's stepping in. Kimball over 3 today. A pair of strikeouts as well as a ground out to Yishi Huang at shortstop. Nine hits in the game for the Broncos of Pascack Hills, trying to go to a 5-0 start on the season. Their next game is going to be on the road on Saturday. They'll travel to Oakland to take on Indian Hills. Fort Lee is scheduled to travel to Palisades Park on Saturday before coming back home to host Paramus on May 3rd. The outside corner strike for Shulman. That one's fouled into the stands down the first base line. Shulman looking for the first out of this top of the 7th. Kimball fishing for that one, and nearly an over-the-shoulder catch made in foul territory. Shulman has struck out Kimball twice, 2 over 3 total strikeouts in the game against the sophomore, who has been brilliant again as the pitcher for Pascack Hills. Trying to go with it to the right side, and that goes foul out of play. So Kimball keeps on trying to go the opposite way with it, but has been pushing it foul on this at bat here in the 7th, looking for a first hit of the game. That one will ricochet and will go into left field for a base hit. So Kimball will get her first hit of the day to go along with her work on the rubber. And now it's runners at first and second, still with nobody out here in the top of the 7th. as they might have a courtesy runner coming in for Kimball. As Crystal Vargas will talk things over with her pitcher. Vargas, who had played high school baseball back in her career, and then was a member of Rutgers University's women's softball team. Trying to settle down Shulman, who's going here in her 7th inning of work. Most innings of work for Shulman so far in a game this season. Off-speed pitch, that time floated across the plate for a strike. Avery Marks, the shortstop, 2 for 3 this afternoon. Had a singler last at bat in the 5th inning, as Shulman missing high and wide. Good job by Joelle Park of holding on to that one before he could potentially get to the backstop. Crystal Vargas played baseball for 4 years at Marist High School in Bayonne, as that one is ripped just foul down the third base side. So she played 4 years of boys baseball. Should just be baseball at Marist High School before then playing softball at Rutgers, New Brunswick. And then was a member of the Puerto Rican national team for 4 years, from 2003 to 2007, and participated in the Pan Am Games in 2003 in the Dominican Republic. Was the head coach at Marist High School, her alma mater, before coming here to Fort Lee since 2018, as Shulman retires. Avery Marks there with a strikeout. So a star-studded resume there for Crystal Vargas, and she has to be happy after coming to the mound to talk to her hurler there as Shulman settles things down and orchestrates the K, her 4th strikeout of the game. With runners still at first and second, but now one away here in the top of the 7th. Gallucci, the third baseman, stepping in. Gallucci also, just like Kimball, looking for her first hit of the day. Pascack Hills has pushed across 1 run here in the top of the 7th. Shulman missing to the outside. 2 walks, a single, and a strikeout, accounting for the first 4 hitters here in the 7th inning. Shulman gets that strike. Shulman with now 4 strikeouts in the game. That one is nubbed, just foul, as Park, the catcher, picks it up in foul territory down the third base line. And there's another strikeout for Shulman, as Gallucci was trying to go low for that offering. Back-to-back strikeouts produced by Lily Shulman. And now there's 2 away with runners still at first and second. Pascack Hills scoring once in this inning, once in the first, twice in the second, and 2 times in the 4th. Lily Shulman trying to finish off her 7th inning of work here against the left fielder Amanda Bang. Bang struck out her last time up in the 5th inning. Slaps at that one, but it goes foul down the first baseline. Bang drew a walk in the 2nd inning and then grounded out to second in the 3rd. Over 2 this afternoon. She'll fly that one out to right field. Underneath it to make the putout yet again is going to be Caitlin Park. And that will do it for the top of the 7th inning. Pascack Hills gets across one more run to build their lead now to 6-1 as we head to the last licks of the game as we go to the bottom of the 7th with Pascack Hills leading Fort Lee 6-1 as you're watching Fort Lee Bridgman softball here on YouTube. Fort Lee looking to rally here as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 6-1 deficit, though, that they're facing against a red-hot pitcher. And Alana Kimball, the sophomore. Kimball has produced 13 strikeouts here this afternoon while allowing only 1 run, 2 hits, has walked 1 hitter, and also hit 1 hitter. Francesca Arnone, the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 7th inning for the Bridgmen. Arnone with 2 strikeouts in the game, 0 for 2. Kimball and Pascack Hills in the orange tops. Ground ball down to third. Thrown over in time by Gallucci over to Strime. And there's one away here now in the bottom of the 7th inning. After the 5-3 putout. That'll bring up Lily Shulman. Shulman 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts here this afternoon. Shulman looking for her 6th hit of the season, hitting .357 on the year. Kimball looking for her 5th win of the season. This is only the 2nd opponent of the season that have been able to produce a run against Kimball after Kimball shut out Dumont, Mawa, and Ramsey to begin the year. Defeated Westwood 9-1 yesterday, now leading Fort Lee 6-1 here. Kimball sets and fires. Shulman swings and misses. 1-2 count now. Shulman goes down with the K. The 14th strikeout of the game now for Kimball of Pascack Hills as Fort Lee is down to their final out of the afternoon. And Michelle Kim, the second baseman, will try to keep things going for the Bridgmen. Kim grounded out to short in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 4th. Kim swings at that moving pitch. But again, the movement, the late break on these pitches from Kimball, you could see that from our vantage point of this camera from center field. The late break and the late movement is what really leads to her strikeouts, not necessarily the velocity, which she does throw fast. But that breaking pitch, the movement, is constantly keeping hitters off balance. As we have seen a couple of beauties where the bottom has just completely fallen out. There's a strike again, and now Fort Lee down to their final strike of the game. The 1-2 count against Michelle Kim. Kim, a .375 hitter on the season. Drove in a pair against Ridgefield Park. That pitch is low. 2-2. Kimball winds and fires. And that is going to be ruled as a swinging strike that went to the backstop, and the catcher threw down to complete the strikeout, and in the process, end the ball game. Alana Kimball will get the victory. A 6-1 victory here today for Pascack Hills as Kimball ends her day with 15 strikeouts, continuing her epic run of sorts here to begin this season, as now Kimball with 72 strikeouts through their first 5 games of the year. So Pascack Hills is victorious by a final score of 6-1. Their next game is going to be on Saturday at Indian Hills. Fort Lee, with the defeat, will go to 1-6 on the season, and their next game will be against Palisades Park on the road on Saturday. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in to our broadcast here on YouTube, as this has been a production of the Fort Lee Athletic Department. As we'd like to thank you again for tuning in and join us for more athletic events here in the spring season. For my broadcast producer, Jordan Sarnoff, I'm Dan Long saying so long here from East Gymnasium, our remote home of this broadcast. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon.